It's nothing but melted buildings. They will tell you some ooga booga caveman came here to carve this or something. Do you think people with donkeys and chisels got some bricks all the way up there?
Okay guys, welcome back once again for some more evidence. We're gonna look at stuff mostly underground today in this video. We're gonna first have a few photos of entrances and a few bunkers and stuff, and then we got some incredible metro or subway stations across the plane, and then just different other melted buildings underground that we can find. So yeah, if you're new to the whole concept of mountains being melted buildings, please watch my documentary first, or my two documentaries. The links should be down below in the description box. And if you're wondering where the photos are taken, just screenshot it and reverse image search it through the Yandex search engine. If you're a researcher, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. Okay, so yeah, I think we can just get started here immediately, so I don't waste any time. We got lots of evidence to see, or I got around 50 photos or so, which I usually have. So yeah, let's just get to it. So here you can see this aperture. I need to try to remember how to speak English again. I'm sorry. I need to find the words from the back of my head. Just have to warm up a little bit. But yeah, you see this archway, and what happened to the bricks here? They all went this block and rock, and everything else turned to rubble here. All of this used to be buildings. It's all now melted, and this is the only remains. An entrance into what once was a building. Nobody built it like that. And of course here you got more remnants underground. Everything else is cooked out, and you can see the brick line still here, cooked into block lines a little bit. All this straight lines here are the bricks. You need to recognize this pattern here, because you see it in very many so-called mountains out there, where you see these layers, and when you see them at an angle, that's because the brick lines started to tip over and slide and stuff. That's why they are at an about 45-degree angle here and not horizontal. And we scroll. Here another opening into one of these buildings, and in this one you can still see a lot of the C14, carbon 14, the red you see in here. It's not a natural formation created by tectonic plates, etc. Billions of years ago, like they claim. It's nonsense. It's a melted building, and you can see a little bit of it here, pocket of survival sticking out. And of course they had to explain this somehow, so they call them bunkers now and stuff. So they are part of these buildings, or the original purpose was something else, something like a component on a circuit board, but they had to lie, and of course they could have repurposed them into bunkers and so forth in the Second World War, but they were not originally built to be bunkers. You see this all over the place. I'm gonna do more boots on the ground as soon as the temperature rises a little bit and the snow goes away, so we can see more. So here more what they call bunkers, and you just see how mangled and destroyed the whole thing is here. Very mangled. You still see the bricks in here. It's all been melted. It got hot. It's churning here. melted and collapsed. This is what happened to it. You see more stuff here, all churning in here. You see tiny bits of red brick still in here, and you see some bricks here and up here and here as well. This is not a bunker, it's from the old wall, whatever it used to be. And here another one. You see this everywhere, and of course they will claim it's a bunker. It's a rebar structure, if it's rebar and not, you know, cables or whatever, no idea. But here it is, and it's been all cooked out. You can see I have another photo coming up, but just see the damage on this one. This is not water erosion, and this is not, you know, gunfire or whatever which did this. This is all been cooked out. Check out this one. These two are very similar, it's the same thing, but this one is in way better condition, of course. And you have this little hole here, and it's buried in melt flood here on top. They call it dirt or mud and stuff, but it's all brick ash. By the way, people, by now, okay, if people are mud flooders by now, they are either one of two things: either purposefully deceiving you and gatekeeping the truth, or they are just incredibly ignorant, okay? I'm just saying, because if people don't talk about meltology by now, you know, truther channels who have been researching the old world for many years, if they don't talk about melted buildings, something is weird. I'm just warning you, because I care. So here again you see this is far down here, and it's a bunch of mangled bricks and brick ash and brick rubble everywhere. Who built this way the fuck down here, and why, right? It's all pockets of survival, all been churned and mangled and melted and destroyed, just like this one. You see all this brick ash here. This is also like sand or dirt-ish, which is not a natural substance. Again, mud flooders, where did the mud came from? And how can mud do this? How can mud melt bricks and scorch them like this, right? It's incredible how people still do that. So it's all scorched out and mangled and cooked out. And this is the mass from wherever around it that melted and started to flow itself from within. That's where this is coming from. The ashes. So here you see at the top, you see this wheel on this trailer, truck, whatever it is, and this is underground, and you see all this brick ash here on the top with some bricks in it, and then way down here you see more stuff, more buildings. This one, see here, this one was all the melt from within was expanding out, try to find its way out, and it's coming now out here through this opening, filling itself up here, and it's all brick ash and brick rubble archways. Who built it? Way the fuck down here. This proves that we are driving and we live on a past civilization, guys. Okay, it's very important because nobody told us about this in school. And here is another one of these. You gotta pay attention to this texture and the details in it. You see the brick lines cooked into block lines here. The same lines, straight lines going all the way. And remnants of apertures here. Openings into the building. It's a melted building. You can see the lines, it's on a slight angle, so the building started to tip down a little bit. And this is also how we get the leaning tower of Pisa and stuff like that, because the ground became viscous and flowing, and it started to sink. But it densified before it tipped completely over. That's why we have stuff like that. So here, just more cooked out brick structure, full of plant life taking over the ruins. This is the front side here, and you can see the side of it here. Some kind of structure all been cooked out, and now it's just left there to be eaten by the scavengers, the plant life. Another red brick structure, and it's all been cooked out. You see, it looks like it had exterior concrete finish here on it, a little bit left of it, and it also looks like it's on a slight angle here. If it's not just the camera angle, or if the camera is tilted a little bit, but it looks like it's on an angle. I might be wrong, I don't know. You be the judge. So here, more underground stuff, and you see in the ceiling how the bricks are still bricks, very, very cooked out, of course, but then the further down you go, the more mangled, viscous and melted it became, and now you got this texture on it. This whole tunnel here was built with red bricks. You see the bricks here sticking through. Still, you have the mangled up here, but more bricks going down. Don't know if you can see any on the bottom. Here as well, in the background, you see bricks going way down here. So why does it look like this here? I'll tell you, because it's melted. And then we have some subway stations or underground metro stations, and yeah. So this one is in I don't remember all the locations on all of them, but this one is in Stockholm in Sweden. And you come from above here, you go down under the ground, and of course the whole thing are melted red bricks. And you see this huge ass old world column just going into the melt here, right? And you see more of something here going into the melt. Here it is again, another angle. You can see how it's fused into the melt here. Old world, as we know, and you would never need to build this huge ass support here for no reason. So it's a pocket of survival, of course, repurposed, and they use this for the subway now. And here you got some statue they put here, most likely, but what I found fascinating here is the painting, okay? So from this line they painted the ceiling here green, but here they left it original, right? So you can see, it's like they do this to show you in plain sight. You can still see the damage and the melt here. You can't see it as good here because they painted it, right? And you also have these columns in here. I'll show you some more. And here in the back, this is the classic old world columns for the grid components. Don't worry, I wasn't trying to look at his crotch, don't worry. And here you got the same columns here. Very electric looking. You got some block lines here, some archway, and some mangling. Swelling, and I painted the ceiling. And here the unpainted bottom is all mangled bricks, as you know. You can see the bricks, but this concrete mold statue is still on there, right? Eagle Eye Crew, this is just incredible evidence here. How you got these features melted, fused into the rest of the melt here. So it's not aftermarket, it's original, and it's still there. You got more gargoyles looking stuff here, right? So yeah, More from the Stockholm one, and I just see the whole thing. They painted it, but here it looks like they left this untouched. It looks like this is original, I don't know. Again, you be the judge. I'm just showing you here to make you think. But I think this little patch here might be original. All, you know, deformed and stuff because of heat expansion and swelling and stuff like that. But I think the tile work, tiny tiles here, is typical what we can find in the old world on the floors and stuff, right? So I don't know, it could be just some modern artwork, I am not sure. So here we have another one. If I'm not completely wrong, I think this one is in Russia, in Moscow. And here again you got these columns and the archways with a little detail on them. Just wondering how who built this and how, right? This is yeah, some of this metro stuff are just incredibly fucking gorgeous. Okay, so I recommend you guys to do some Yandex on underground subways and metro stations and metro, you know, yeah, the underground trains, whatever you call them, and look for the old beautiful ones like this, and just see that the whole thing is just inherited and stolen. It was here, nobody built it, it was already here. It's just incredible. Here again in Russia. So here I think this is, you come in here and you go down into the yeah, the railroad is the, oh, you have it here too on the sides. Here you have, and you can go further down. Maybe it's more levels here of subway, right? It's but just look at the architecture. It's all old world, all of it. And here, see the trains, archways all the way for the component, yeah, and the lamp itself also. Just incredibly gorgeous. Chandelier, maybe they call it, I'm not sure. I just call it a fucking lamp. So here you got all the lamps or chandeliers, and you got the trains and a bunch of people walking around waiting to take the train, and they have no clue what they are inside. Okay, that's the problem. All these clueless people here, living busy, trying to, you know, just do their thing, and they forget to think, what are they inside? Yeah, old world architecture, pockets of survival. See the train coming, and here columns, archways, chandeliers all the way. Look at these gorgeous chandeliers just here for this train, right? Like, you know how stuff looks like now. So how did they have the resources? Just look here. This is in Paris, I think, and this is one of the entrances into the Metropolitan, or the metro stuff underground. So it's very old world looking. I'll show you more photos. Very fancy looking. You see just the rails here and everything, and it looks like it's corroded copper, like on the church spires and stuff, or heat damaged copper, maybe it is. And here is another one in Paris as well, and this entrance here was already here. Okay, so we just live on top here, and you can still see the brick work down in here, but this we didn't build this. I saw a very old photo of this one as well. I didn't save it because I didn't see the date on it, but it was very old, and you still see this thing here. It's original inherited infrastructure down into the Metropolitan. And another one, I think it's in Paris as well, and you see the same deal, the rails around, and it's just looking very old world like. and some bricks, painted bricks down here. And of course, goddamn, I want to go to Paris. Look here, all this old world architecture. I know Paris is incredible for that kind of stuff. And here, this if this is in underground in the Paris one, I think, yeah. You got this brick archways and stuff, of course, vandalized by teenagers doing this stuff here with the graffitis, but it's old world architecture, as we know. And here, this is, I think it was called the abandoned sections of the Paris or New York underground, something like that. It's in Paris or New York, doesn't matter. It's somewhere in this earth that we live in, so, or whatever. So it's the same deal. Huge archways with bricks here, vandalized, of course. You got some stairs and more graffitis, old world inside buildings. This one is in the Paris one, and this was also very interesting because you see the whole thing here looks like it's plated with copper or something. I don't know if it's copper or it just looks similar, but it looks like it. I don't know if it's original or new wall, I'm not sure. And you also have this thing in the middle. I don't know if it's artwork. I couldn't find good photos of it. I was too lazy to look it up, but you see this kind of steam train technology looking stuff here. Could be just art, I'm not sure. You can look it up if you're not as lazy as I am. So here, this is in New York. You see the train coming here, and you see the same deal. The brickwork, the archways, the details, it's the same thing with this one. Okay, many of these are all the same, so I recommend you to look up some of these. Here as well, New York subway, yeah. We didn't build this. And here you got more, I think it's in New York as well. You got this brick archways, brickwork all over the place. Detailed sacred geometry here, and yeah, just the usual stuff. And this one is in Mexico City, I believe, and you see the same old world features in this one for some reason. And you got some artwork here with some old world city here, 1945. I'm not very good at decoding artwork and stuff, but I'm just showing it to you so you can see it. You can figure out what it means. Also Mexico City, I do believe, and you see this this copper looking artwork on here. Looks very, you know, these people look very so-called Egyptian-like, with old world architecture here, antiquitech towers, looking like from here on up, looking like what they call a lighthouse, right? Whatever it is, looking very old world-like, but again, I can be wrong. I'm too lazy to look up this artwork, what it's called, when it's made, who made it in Mexico City subway. I don't do that. I do meltology, so you can do it. Here is this one again from a slightly different angle. You see the picture again. Lots of old world photos and people here, and you see this stuff. And here again. Why is a subway looking so gorgeous? You got paintings here, this detail, concrete molds. You got the chandeliers again, just magnificent. And more artwork at the end here, which is probably painted in more modern times, but who knows. And some people. Again. Classic old world stuff we have seen. This could have been just an old world, you know, train station, and we repurposed it, and now it's buried, so we use it as a subway now, right? I'm not sure what the original purpose was, but it's obvious that it was already here and we didn't build it. We just found it and we used it. And here, where was this one? I can't remember. Nor do I really care. But it's the same stuff. The same stuff. You see these columns with these spirals going down, looking very electric-like for the component to get electricity down or up, and chandeliers all the way. It's just incredible and very beautiful and very magnificent for a subway. Same place, closer up, you see the columns all the way, all the way. Lots of columns. It's just incredible. And of course, you got the same stuff in London. Yeah, bricks all the way, cooked out a little bit, slightly heat damaged, but not the worst we have seen. With the trains and the huge brick archways. You realize it's a very complicated process to build a huge archway going all the way here with bricks, right? You need something to hold it up and whatnot, right? It's a lot of weight. It's a very complicated process to do that. So did they do this with horses and carts and donkeys, like they tell you in school when you're a little naive little kid? Or was it someone more advanced who built it? Here we got some rebars or something in the brick structure. Whatever it is. And here, yeah, you got the same stuff, London. And you got all these columns and the arch here. And some buildings outside. And here you got this is not a subway, but the picture showed up and I liked it, so I saved it. But you have this, whatever this used to be here for this cart. But look at the bricks, that's the main thing here. Look how heat damaged and cooked out these red brick are, okay? All of this used to be red brick, my friend. Look now many of them turned into what people call stones and rocks and stuff. Look here in the archway, you can see some of them are in pretty good condition here, and then you take a look here and look what's happening. You got mortar snot being squeezed out here, heat expansion and swelling, and now it's just turning into a mess here. All of this used to be red bricks. Look here, turn into rocks here, what people call rocks and blocks. It all used to be red bricks, and how do you know? Because it's right there. You never built like this. They clearly had enormous access to red bricks, as you can see here, what they can do with red bricks at that time period, so-called, yeah. And look here, it's been cooked out, it's been melted. It's not very difficult to understand, my friend. I'm trying here to explain it to you. Same area, just deeper in, and look what happened to the bricks here. The whole archway here all mangled, cooked out, turned into blocks and whatnot. You see a brick archway here, classic old world stuff here, because that's what it is. But it's cooked out and melted now. Melted buildings, no such thing as mountains, okay? Huge structures melted down, densified, and now people call them mountains, but they are buildings. Yeah, the lies are pretty deep here in this realm. I know. And you got the sewer systems in London, I believe it was as well. Also heat damaged red brick, and just incredible how this old sewer system can support the modern population of today, right? Isn't that a little crazy to think about? If this is still what they are using now, I'm not sure. But yeah, there it is. Old world structure, used as a sewer, built as possibly something else. And here again, you got the huge brick archways, which are very complicated to build, but you know, we're told it's done by primitive people. And mangled bricks all over the place. You got a man here, you got an archway, and an archway that looks very low compared to this man's height here. And yeah, heat damaged. Look here, what happened to the bricks? Heat damage. More underground stuff. I found this fascinating. I don't know where it is. I don't even know, is it like mirrored? No, it's not the same, I think. No, it's different. Yeah, it's not even mirrored. So this is a place somewhere, and it's just look at the fucking symmetry here. Underground brickwork, incredible technology, and more mangled, cooked out red bricks at the bottom turn into big blocks, as we have seen many times before. And please, if you haven't seen my documentary number 1 and then number 2, and then come back and watch these other videos, and you will hopefully understand what I mean. So yeah, big brick blocks cooking out, mangling, and yes, okay. So that was the photos for today. 50 photos. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you learned something, and hope you were entertained. I find it fun to do this and explain sometimes. I can't do it every day because it's a little too much, but I will upload whenever I feel like it, when I'm ready for it and I'm energized and etc. Like, okay, you understand. So if you enjoyed, please hit the like button if you have not. Helps with the algorithms apparently. Hit the subscribe button and the bell button for to get notifications when I upload more in the future. And if you go in the description box, you will find a link to all my stuff, okay? Because I have started to just think a little bit about the future and whatnot, and where I will be able to find, just in case something happens with this one. I don't know, but it might. So you got Odyssey, you got brand YouTube, which can live stream now for $15 a month, I believe. Which is kind of cool as a little backup plan and whatnot. So make sure to go in the link. You see all my stuff. You can, if you want to donate, you can do that. If you want to find my other channels on other pages, you can do that. And I think you can find Instagram on there. And yeah, you can. It's linktree/DTatariMelton. It's in the description. Okay, yeah, go there. Yeah, I think that was it for today. I don't think I have anything else to share with you other than happy 2022, or so they say. And yeah, let's break the narrative. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out, thanks for watching and listening and everything, and we'll speak again soon, okay? Yeah, take care.